Hi guys, and today I'll be playing You and Him Chapter 1. Okay, so we left out of the part where we got away from him by kissing him to distract him. Now we're in our car driving away. I'm okay. Now we're focused on him. Elsewhere at 9:30 p.m. Adam manages to return to his hotel room without much trouble after calling in a few favors. He's lucky you didn't hit anything vital. Just a flesh wound that he managed to stitch together himself. The action of pushing a needle through skin like second nature thanks to practicing on previous victims. He lays back on the king-size mattress spent from walking under the crisp sun and getting hurt to boot. The sheets feel cool and oddly ticklish beneath him. Everything feels ticklish since that kiss from hours ago. Like his nerve endings are standing on end, hypersensitive to everything he touches. He absentmindedly strokes his own bottom lip. He can still taste you, the shape of your body pressed against his, and the way you smoothed under him ingrained into his memory, a permanent stamp on his consciousness. He wants to see you again. To touch you. To kiss you. To claim you. To mark you. Unwarranted images of you invade his mind, graphic depictions of your body intertwined, fueling his lust, causing his hand to dip down in response. Oh man. Okay, so Liam buttons his jeans, unable to take more of this corrosive heat, needing you to get out of his system when a woman's face flashes behind his eyelids. She stares at Adam in disappointment, tears cascading down her cheeks and over her cuts and scars. She shakes her head. Just like him, she mouths. Adam gasps and rips his hand away, tears pricking at the corner of his eyes in frustration. I'm guessing that's his mother. I'm sorry. Your face flashes behind his eyelids, the sun illuminating your frame, like an angel descending from the heavens. Okay, but why us? What's most special about us? Stop it. You pull him down again. You kiss him. Enough. He chokes out a sob and curls into the fetal position, wishing he could bleed you out of his pores and untaint himself, but you left your mark. If he wants to get rid of this beaver, the disease burning within him, he needs to find the source and destroy it. Adam calms himself down by taking a deep breath and letting a plan formulate in his mind. As long as he focuses on the future task at hand, he can handle this odd feeling overwhelming him and carry out what needs doing. When he opens his eyes, they shine with a determined light, and he promises himself he'll find you again. Okay, chapter 1. Now it's 1:43 a.m. Adam only requires a cheap lock-picking kid off Amazon to break into your apartment. How did he find us? How? You didn't have ID on us, take it? A weak defense. Did you really think this would keep him out? It's almost too easy the way he steps inside, pausing next to your coat rack to allow his eyes time to adjust in the darkness. He scans the room, observing the dark shape of your ratty couch and cheap coffee table that spills with fabric. He wonders briefly if he started in on a sewing project of sorts when his eyes catch on something far more interesting. The door left ajar he can only assume is your bedroom. He slips out of his boots and places them next to yours. It's almost like he's your husband returning from work and ready to join his spouse in bed. It's almost too intimate in a way, and he really doesn't like the feeling it gives him. But he needs to stay quiet, and wearing large, clunky boots would reveal his presence. He wants to surprise you, to catch you off guard, like how you managed to catch him off guard with that kiss on the highway. He'll never forgive you for it. Only the thrill of the hunt manages to subdue any inappropriate thoughts that might overwhelm him. He doesn't want to feel this way, you know. He doesn't like the fact that anyone can wield this sort of power over him because it can easily turn into a weapon. It makes him vulnerable. Not only that, but the inherent wrongness itches at his skin. You're a forbidden fruit that tricked him into taking a bite. He wants to laugh at how his name suits him now. Did his father think he'd given into his desires? Did he believe he'd grow up and become just like him? Do what's right. A broken woman whispers from the darkness. Don't go down his path. Her words echo his already determined footsteps. I protected you from him. She steals his resolve. He's going to kill the one who tainted him and become pure again. You're never pure, you're killing people. Adam positions himself in front of the door, wondering what awaits him. Are you planning something, or are you really naive enough to think you'd be safe after you escaped the first time? Surely you're prepared for me, aren't you? His voice carries into your bedroom but garners no response. Do you have a gum named in my head, a bat next to your nightstand, or did you call the cops? Again, no answer. Now's your chance. Kill me before I kill you. Adam's taunting you. Probably because you taunted him in his dreams for so long. Still, you don't give in to his games. He grows frustrated and tired of waiting. It's now or never. Adam draws out a knife tucked into the waistband of his jeans. Your blood from the other day still coats the silver blade, the color transformed into a deep reddish brown because he can't bring himself to wash it until he uses it to take your life. This single action, taking of your life with this blade, will bring everything full circle. At last, you'll be free. Adam notices a small bed tucked into the corner of the bedroom. The window blinds are lifted, allowing a small amount of moonlight to spill into the room, and illuminates the mass of blankets where you potentially rest. This shifts, signaling that someone indeed lies underneath them. Adam approaches the bed and without hesitation rips the blanket off your body and onto the floor. You startle awake, your eyes latching onto him, dazed and confused by the sudden shift in realities. Oh, we were really there? I thought we were there. You were dreaming one moment and now you're drug kicking and screaming into the waking world. How did you not know he was on his way? You're really naive. He thought you were smarter than this, and he's insulted that you managed to escape him. How could someone like this? The words escape him when he sees you, skin glowing from the moonlight, caught off guard by you yet again. He keeps his eyes on your face, afraid to wander anywhere else. Then, you pull him down and drown him in the blood, red of your lust. In the middle of your heated exchange, you stare down at him, a deity perched over the royal throne. He shudders under your gaze, vulnerable and slick with sweat. He's breathless as he asks, "Why did you stop?" "'Cause I'm curious." Your body shifts and he grits his teeth, holding back a soft whimper, his hands going to your hips as if holding you will around him. A smirk tugs at the corner of your lips. "Do you like this? Do you like what I'm doing to you?" Adam nods. How did it escalate from this? Yes. God, yes. He never felt so good in his whole entire life. Adam swallows thickly, eyelashes fluttering, unable to concentrate but forcing himself to pay attention to your next words. "Do you want me?" Adam answers before he can even think about what he's trying to say. "Yes." "How much do you want me? Are you sure this isn't a dream?" "More than anything." One last question. Finally, "Do you still want to kill me?" Adam stares up at you. Yes, of course he does. Killing you means he's done his job and can sleep peacefully at night knowing you'll no longer hurt the people around you. He opens his mouth, then closes it. Yes, just say yes. He tries again and fails miserably. You continue staring at him, patient while you wait for your answer, your body still hovering over his. Maybe he just doesn't want you to stop. Is that it? Like he's afraid you'll stop making him feel good for giving what's obviously the wrong answer. But, no, that's not it either. As soon as you touched him, the burning still exists within him. That's a fact, it always will. But the burning transformed into something else, something that ignites whenever you touch his skin. The mattress begins sinking inward under Adam's weight. He doesn't even have a moment to process what's happened before the bed swallows him whole. Adam finds himself suffocating in darkness. He tries clawing around him, but his body remains immobile. Then he's falling, and all of a sudden he hits solid ground. When he manages to pick himself up, he finds himself stuck in the middle of a kitchen and he's dressed in his old Sunday best. He studies the room, from the aging rose wallpaper to the collection of colorful magnets used to pin up a child's drawing on the fridge. Adam knows exactly where he stands. A soft dripping sound catches his attention. His eyes drift over to the source, off to his left, where a small square kitchen table with 3 wooden chairs rest. Each chair is given a hand-stitched cushion to soften the otherwise uncomfortable seating arrangement. A white tablecloth covers the table with the exceptions of scarlet red drops splashed here and there. A yellow piece of parchment paper rests in the center. Frantic black lettering bleeds through the paper, as if the author was running out of time, and scribbled down what they could. Adam drills back in horror at the sight of it. Not this, anything but this. Red drips onto the paper from above, but he doesn't dare look up. The fresh scent of coffee floods his senses. He knows the smell by heart. Normally, he'd thrive off the smell, but this... His legs give out, and he digs his palms into his eyes so hard that he sees stars in the darkness. He can't look up. He refuses to see it this time, the second time. Someone hums next to his ear. He punches away, still refusing to drop his hands, but the person persists. You don't want to face me? When he refuses to answer, the humming switches to his other ear. Then the singer asks a second question. Can't even look to see how deeply you hurt me? Clawed fingers try dragging his hand away from his eyes. They're sharp and painful, and they manage to get him to finally look up and face what he's been dreading. The cold, dead corpse stares at him with bloodshot eyes, the whites glaze over a grayish film. She, the corpse, cocks her head at a 90-degree angle. The movement causes her clump of wet hair to tickle Adam's face. He whispers her name. His single action enrages her, causes her lips to peel back into a shriek that shatters the windows and makes the chairs rattle and topple over. Don't call me that. Don't ever call me that again. You betrayed me. You promised. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Look at what he did to me. What they did to me. Look. Tears stream down Adam's cheeks as she jerks his face closer to her bruised one. Purple and yellow spots dapple the base of her jaw and trail down the slope of her neck, disappearing under the collar of the gray dressing gown she wears. I'm sorry. He's dragged to his feet by the woman with her hands and clamped down around his throat. She tightened her grip and remains limp, knowing this is the punishment he deserves for betraying her like this. For betraying his promise and her memory. I'm sorry. She snaps his neck with a sickening twist. Oh. Okay, this is current day. Door Hotel, 5:01 a.m. Adam catapults out of his nightmare. Okay, he was dreaming because I was like, there's no way we would do that. Our character will not be doing that. Adam catapults out of his nightmare, trembling as his eyes dart around the room. The shadows are his demons waiting to devour him. They hide behind the TV screen, under the bed, in his closet. He can't escape them no matter how hard he tries. Shit. It's just a dream. He needs to calm down. Adam tries to thinking about his hunts. Thrill of carving into flesh, of ripping through bone and sinew, and watching as the pathetic life fades by his hand. But then that corpse's face flashes behind his eyelids and he can't calm down. Then you appear. A deep seething anger rises within him. He grabs a hold of it. Anger is better than fear, so he directs all his attention towards you. Whatever this feeling is, it's all your fault. These weird sexual fantasies that won't go away until they're gone and removed from his life. He needs to get to you, now. But there's only one problem. After Adam got back to his hotel, he called Saffron and informed him of the situation. Saffron, in typical fashion, took the ordeal in stride and offered to keep an eye out for you. He spent hours outside your apartment, waiting to see if your car would show up. How did he know where we lived already? Like, what? Or maybe he took the ID and I don't remember that. Maybe he took our ID and saw our address. It never did. Okay, it's back to us now. Are we staring at our aunts or something? So we're in Park Bend, Arizona, and it is 9:08 a.m. A bloody mess of gauze and medical tape you bought at the nearest convenience store clogs at the bathroom trash can, covering up the used pregnancy test and sanitary napkin. A dark smudges circle your eyes from lack of proper sleep. A little fact that your aunt will curl her lip at, wondering why you can't get your act together. Oh, so supportive woman, that one. If she's taken the guns herself, maybe you'd be off worrying about your next online show, figuring out how to earn a bigger tip rather than avoiding your house like you got infested with cockroaches. But make it a singular cockroach, with a knife. Stare at yourself in the bathroom mirror, fighting exhaustion tooth and nail, gripping the edges of the sink to remain upright. A feat in and of itself. Your shoulder, while taken care of for a time being, likely requires stitches instead of the medical equivalent of flex tape. But who the hell can afford medical insurance in this day and age? Not you, that's who. Getting it all to hell. After encircling park bed for an hour, half an hour, and weighing your options between returning home or sleeping in your car, decide on the latter as a safer bet. You really don't want to risk it for the biscuit by returning home, considering there's a possibility Adam might know your address. The attack itself could have been a one-off incident for a thirsty serial killer hell-bent on getting some kind of action. But if that's the case, what did he take a picture for? Maybe you're overthinking this. After all, it could be saving them for himself as some sort of memento of the occasion. You really can't be sure. Maybe it would have been better if... No. Splash yourself with water stained a questionable color in order to perk yourself up. Chin up, chest puff. That's what your best friend Jay used to say before he moved out of state to pursue his dreams in the medical field. Plan on taking his advice to heart, so you exit the bathroom and meet the gaze of a kid who stares at you with wide-set eyes. He's in the middle of picking his nose and wiping it on his mom's sleeve. He never breaks eye contact. Upon seeing your gross-out expression, he cackles like a hyena. Yep, he's gonna grow up to become a serial killer. I bet Adam did the same thing at that age. He put money on it, even. The doorbell jingles as you step out of the air-conditioned gas station and onto the curb. A sudden wave of vertigo hits you and you finally lose your ongoing battle with gravity. An arm swoops out to catch you. Soft green eyes meet yours, paired with a gentleman's smile. Are you alright, my dear? You look a little ill. I guess that's what happens when a crazed man attacks someone within minimum medical access. You know for a fact Adam is probably off smooshing in a fancy-dancy hospital that serves steak with shaved bits of gold sprinkled on top. The world can't be more unfair when a criminal gets better care than your victim. To the gentleman wearing a crisp button-up, his slacks, in 100-degree weather, you seem weirder. You just nod and disentangle yourself from his hold. He waits until you're stable on your feet to let go. Ate one too many pancakes at the pancake house down the West Avenue. Challenged my friend to a contest, but you just see the other guy. Is that why you got a nasty blood-stained shoulder? Your heart stops and your hand flies to cover your shoulder. You wince at the sudden touch. It stopped bleeding. How did it happen to open up again? He cocks his head to the side. Let me give you a ride to the ER. I'm certain they'll take care of your problem in a jiffy. Thanks for the offer, but I can't afford to fork over hundreds of dollars to just sit in the room, let alone get stitched up. I appreciate your concern, but I'll manage on my own. And how about this instead? I'm friends with a great doctor who owns a small and affordable urgent care center. He even offers payment plans. If I take you there, and I promise I can get your bill halved, what do you think? Damn, that's a tempting offer. But one question still lingers in your mind. What's in it for you? He adjusts the cufflinks on his button-up. All I asked is for an entertaining conversation on the drive over. You provide me that, and I consider it an equal exchange. So how about it? This is not a good idea at all, but you know what? I could really want to say no. I'm tempted to say no just to see what would happen. Let me say no. Hell to the no. Last time you let your guard down, you got stabbed, made out with our aforementioned stabby asshole, and escaped by the skin of your teeth. You'll just take the name of the doctor and go. I'm good, thanks. I appreciate the offer, though. The man nods, digs into the front pocket of his suit before extending 2 business cards to you. The first belongs to Urgent Care Center. The second you assume belongs to him. Staff. I knew it! This guy was sketchy! Collision Industries. He's gonna take us right to him. Saffron Alberich, talent manager. Right. You've seen guys like this before, claiming they hold their ticket to fame, only to con you out of your rent money. Try handing his card back to him, but he holds up his hands, which are peppered with splotches of blood, probably from catching you earlier. The man, or rather Saffron, gives you an earnest smile. Feel free to call me in case you run into any trouble. Gotcha. Well, thanks again. I appreciate the help by any means. Listen out for footsteps as you try to make your way toward your car. Nothing. When you glance over your shoulder, he's on his phone, endlessly texting someone or checking his social media or whatever. Damn, you become paranoid. Almost embarrassed, you climb into the driver's side of your car and start buckling your seatbelt, wondering why you made such a mental fuss about everything. But when you glance back up, you find Saffron staring right at you, and he's licking the speck of blood in his thumb with a bone-chilling smile. This guy's a weirdo. Oh, not again. You're starting to think your aunt had the right idea with keeping at least one gun on hand. Too many creeps roaming Arizona as of late. Okay, we're back to him. We're at the Door Hotel and it's still 8 a.m. Adam scrubs a towel over his face, pushing back the purple strands of hair plastered to his forehead, his body dripping with sweat. His legs ache after walking the equivalent of 3 miles on the hotel gym treadmill. At least he's not thinking about you. I can tell he's thinking about you. He whips out his phone and checks his messages, desperate for something else to accompany his thoughts, but Saffron hasn't given an update in hours. Adam's mouth pulls into a tight line, wondering what's taking so long. Where the hell are you hiding? Don't you know he has connections everywhere? Eyes everywhere? You should just give up already. There's nowhere safe for you to run. You're his now. A fact you need to learn sooner rather than later. Blowing out a disgruntled breath of air, Adam folds himself into the plush recliner stationed in front of a widescreen TV. He's never cared much for extravagant things, despite people always offering him left and right. He was taught to never want them, to never accept anything beyond his means, something he holds on to this day. On screen, a news outlet discusses the devastation his fans are facing after Cake's latest concert got cancelled due to an unforeseen injury Adam received while hiking. Not an entire lie, technically he was hitchhiking, and his latest target became more than he bargained for. A tidbit that general public will never know or learn of if he has anything to say about it. Turning his attention back to his phone, he clicks on the message he received the other night from an unknown number that sits just below Saffron's number. The one that tells him who to kill and where? What? Your name is listed alongside your place of residency as well. What? Is he like a hitman? Oh my god, that's freaky. Your job occupation. Adam swallows thickly. He never realizes that they actually provided a link to your profile. His finger hovers above it, heart beating a mile a minute. He's never been on one of those websites before, although he's heard people mention it in the passing. Quite a few people even tried to start a petition for him to join, to which he declined and publicly stated his discomfort. Adam's never shown up anything more than his naked torso, and those are typically for photo shoots. Beneath the belt is, and always has been, out of question. His eyes dart back up to your name before he can stop himself. He clicks on the link. He's brought immediately to your page, which offers a little bio that describes who you are and the specifics of what you offer. Yours doesn't give much away other than the fact that you do scantily clad cosplays and where to find your other socials. Oh, okay. Thousands of people follow your account, a fact that for some reason gets under his skin and eats away at him. He pushes away the feeling, trying to investigate with a clearer mind rather than letting what he discovers feed any emotion. But still, the new feeling budding in his chest, coloring his world from black and white to a new array of hues with newfound vibrancy, are impossible to ignore. They burn like lit coals in his chest as he sees the ratings listed at the top of the page. And there's a lot of them, all 5-star reviews, all salivating over the custom services you gave them, all interested in what lies underneath those clothes of yours. And you aren't even bothered by the fact. Maybe you even like it. God damn you. Without thinking and too absorbed in his thoughts, he scrolls downward until he lands on your videos. He almost snaps his phone in half. The video he lands on gives a little preview of what the contents contain, which is you lying in bed modeling a very revealing cosplay that leaves little to the imagination. It's like you're mocking him with your eyes, taunting him and his newfound hunger by beckoning him forward, similar to how you did in his dreams. He squirms in the sea as you lick your lips. Your taste still lingers on his lips from the day before, your mouth soft against his. Your entire existence drives him crazy like nothing else has before. No. He pants, desperate that the fact that their jogger pants just got a little tighter. Okay, dang, like he acts like he's never had any human interaction before. Adam puts the phone down, almost slamming it onto the nightstand. He feels so perverted and disgusted with himself. Why did he just do that just now? He shouldn't have looked. Because now he wants to scroll through your feed until he's seen every inch of you, so he can devour you with his eyes, commit each detail to memory. Even the foreboding voice, warning him away from this path, is drowned out by the roaring in his ears and the thump of his heart against his rib cage. Adam grips the armrests of the chair so tight that his nails break, because he's afraid that if he moves an inch he's going to reach for his phone again, watch every single one of those videos, and it chimes once. A text. Adam risks picking up his phone, only looking at the notification on the lock screen. Saffron's name pops up. In the preview is message just two simple words. Found them. Okay, now we're back at you, well, which is us. So it seems like Adam is in love with, you. He doesn't realize that feeling because due to severe childhood trauma involving his mother, who was possibly murdered, it's being implied. But yeah, whoever we're playing as is not safe whatsoever because he has connections everywhere. So I'm excited to see how the story will progress along. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. See you in the next one. Bye.